The leader of Israel delivered a warning to the world today. Only months remain to stop Iran from developing a nuclear bomb. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke to the United Nations General Assembly this afternoon. His comments come one day after Iran's president addressed the same leaders at the UN, and today the Israeli Prime Minister warned Iran could enter the final stages of enriching uranium for a potential bomb by next summer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the relevant question is not when Iran will get the bomb. The relevant question is, at what stage can we no longer stop Iran from getting the bomb? The red line must be drawn on Iran's nuclear enrichment program, because these enrichment facilities are the only nuclear installations that we can definitely see and credibly target.
Israeli officials have suggested that they could soon strike Iran's nuclear facilities with or without help from the United States. The West has been using economic penalties in an attempt to get Iran to abandon its nuclear program. So far, we're led to believe those penalties have not worked. And analysts say concern is growing inside Israel.
There's an urgency that the Israelis feel that the rest of the world doesn't. They're at an arm's length distance from the Iranian regime that has a nuclear agenda. The Israelis are almost feeling as though both the mentality and the course of actions that the U.S. has taken and the West in general has been a bit naive.
She also said the Prime Minister came to the United Nations feeling as if this could be his last chance to convince the world that the Iranian regime is right now the greatest threat on the planet. The Fox Sports chief correspondent, Jonathan Hunt, has been covering items at the United Nations all week, and he's there tonight. The Prime Minister of Israel said today, Jonathan, that there is no doubt at all that the Iranians are building a bomb.
None whatsoever in the Israeli Prime Minister's mind. He says, Shep, that the world is faced with a straightforward fight between what he called modern governments and those who would return us to medieval times. He put Iran firmly in that latter category. He said there is no doubt whatsoever that Iran is a supporter of global terrorism. And then he put a simple and dramatic question to the assembled delegates. Listen.
So I ask you, given this record of Iranian aggression without nuclear weapons, just imagine Iranian aggression with nuclear weapons. Imagine their long-range missiles tipped with nuclear warheads, their terror networks armed with atomic bombs. Who among you would feel safe in the Middle East? Who'd be safe in Europe? Who'd be safe in America?
So in the eyes of the Prime Minister, Shep, this is not a complex issue at all. The world is faced with a very simple choice, Shep.
And we've talked a lot about a red line over there. He made it clear what the red line is for Israel.
Yes, again, keeping that simple theme in his speech, some would say simplistic, the Prime Minister used the most basic of visual aids to show the development of a nuclear weapon in 3 simple stages. Listen.
Where should a red line be drawn? A red line should be drawn right here. Before Iran completes the second stage of nuclear enrichment necessary to make a bomb.
Now, that was a message aimed quite squarely at the White House. The White House responded through the national security spokesman saying, quote, as the Prime Minister said, the United States and Israel share the goal of preventing Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. The President made that clear to the world in his UN General Assembly speech this week. We will continue our close consultation and cooperation toward achieving that goal. To that end, we are told that President Obama and the Israeli Prime Minister will talk on the phone at some point tomorrow. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is due to be meeting with Mr. Netanyahu right about now here in New York. Also worth pointing out, Shep, that U.S. intelligence officials have consistently said they believe Iran is at least 1 year away from being able to develop a nuclear weapon, and they are not clear that the Iranian regime has made the decision yet to go down that path. Shep.
Jonathan Hunt at the UN. Jonathan, thank you. Well,